Here is a fully corrected, grammatically perfect, naturally flowing, and historically more balanced English version with all my suggestive fixes applied. Today, I'm going to tell you the epic story of family that's often hidden between the pages of history books, yet many believe it to be one of the most powerful families that have ever shaped the world. Yes, I'm talking about the Rothschilds, a family dismissed by some as just rich Jewish bankers, but who, for over 200 years, have been accused of being an invisible hand behind global finance, wars, revolutions, and even the founding of nations. If you're ready, grab a drink, turn down the lights, and put on your headphones, because this one goes really deep. Let's begin. 1744, Frankfurt. There's a narrow street called Judengasse. Picture a cramped, 200-meter-long ghetto, walled on both sides, with gates locked every night. More than 3,000 Jews live here under strict curfew. They're banned from walking outside on Sundays and Christian holidays, and even gathering in groups of more than a few people is forbidden. In the middle of this oppressive world, in a modest house marked by a red shield, Mayer Amschel is born. His family name will later become Rothschild, Red Shield in German. His father is a small-scale money changer and silk merchant. Young Mayer dreams of becoming a rabbi. At 12 or 13, he's sent to a yeshiva in Hanover to study the Torah. But fate intervenes. Both parents die within a short time of each other. At just 13, the orphan boy realizes he can't continue his religious studies. He takes an apprenticeship at the Oppenheim Bank in Hanover. And that's when everything changes. Surrounded by dusty vaults and rooms filled with ancient coins, Mayer discovers something powerful. Money speaks. Louder than anything else. Roman coins, Byzantine gold, Persian derricks. European nobles are obsessed with collecting them. By the age of 19, Mayer has become one of Europe's leading experts in rare and antique coins. Everyone at the Frankfurt fairs knows his name. He returns home, takes over his father's business, and hangs a red shield above the door. In 1770, he meets Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse, who is impressed by the clever young man and appoints him his personal court factor. For the first time, the gates of Judengasse open for Mayer. His life is now safer, but he wants far more. Mayer's greatest fear is that a single ruler could one day strip everything away from his family. His solution is as ruthless as it is brilliant. Never again depend on one king or one country. He has forwarded his 5 sons with crystal clear instructions, sending each to a different European capital. Amschel stays in Frankfurt Salem and goes to Vienna Nathan, the most ruthless of them all. Goes to London Carl, goes to Naples Jacob, later known as James. Goes to Paris, the orders he gives his sons are non-negotiable. 1. Do business only with kings, princes, and governments. 2. Never divide the family fortune. Daughters will not inherit the main capital. 3. Never become dependent on a single nation. The 5 brothers follow these rules to the letter. By the early 1800s, they have built what many consider the world's first true multinational private banking network. Using private couriers, carrier pigeons, and encrypted letters, they create an intelligence and financial web faster than any government at the time. One family, simultaneously holding the financial pulse of 5 European capitals. Then come the Napoleonic Wars, 1792 to 1815. Europe descends into chaos, and for the Rothschilds, chaos is opportunity. Their strategy is simple and controversial. Finance whoever needs money, often both sides. In Paris, Jacob lends to Napoleon's government. In London, Nathan backs Britain and Wellington. Wheat, cotton, weapons, and colonial goods continue to flow across the channel despite Napoleon's blockade, largely because the Rothschild network makes it possible. Now we come to 1815, the Battle of Waterloo. Almost everyone expects Napoleon to win. British government bonds, consols, are trading at rock-bottom prices on the London Stock Exchange. Nathan Rothschild, thanks to his private intelligence network, learns of Wellington's victory a full 24 hours before the official news reaches London. What happens next has become legend. According to the most famous version of the story, Nathan first appears to sell bonds, triggering panic and an even sharper price collapse. His agents then quietly buy massive amounts at the lowest prices. When the official victory announcement finally arrives, bond prices skyrocket. In a single day, Nathan is said to have multiplied his wealth many times over. Some claim the profit would be worth tens or even hundreds of billions in today's money, depending on who's telling the story. Whether the details are exaggerated or not, one thing is certain. By the 1820s, Nathan Mayer Rothschild is the richest private individual Britain has ever seen. He is alleged to have boasted, "I care not which puppet is placed upon the throne of England. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control Britain's money supply." The quote explodes like a bomb across Europe, especially in France. Napoleon had emancipated the Jews, torn down the ghettos, and granted them equal rights. Many French now see the Rothschilds' financial maneuvers as betrayal. From the 1840s onward, newspapers and pamphlets began portraying the family as the center of a global Jewish conspiracy. Modern anti-Semitism finds its first major target. But the Rothschilds don't slow down. They finance the Industrial Revolution. Half of Europe's railways are built with their capital. Coal mines, steel mills, insurance giants all carry their mark. They gain control of the world's mercury trade, essential for refining gold and silver, invest in Rio Tinto, De Beers, and later Shell and other giants. 1871. France is crushed by Prussia and must pay 5 billion francs in reparations. The Paris and London Rothschilds open massive credit lines and save the French state from bankruptcy. 1875. They lend Britain £4 million at just 4 hours' notice to buy shares in the Suez Canal Company, securing the route to India. In Africa, they back Cecil Rhodes and the diamond and gold empires that follow. They reach America too. Jacob Schiff, a Frankfurt Rothschild relative, becomes a key financier behind John D. Rockefeller, helping Standard Oil crush its competition and dominate the oil industry. 1917. The Balfour Declaration, promising a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, is addressed to Lionel Walter Rothschild. Many of the earliest Jewish settlements in Palestine had already been funded by Rothschild donations. To protect the fortune, 2 iron rules remain. 1. Marry inside the family. Out of first 36 marriages, 30 were between first cousins. 2. Keep wealth in bonds, shares, and trusts, not in land or palaces that can be seized or burned. Yet even empires decline. 1863. The Naples branch closes. 1901. The Frankfurt branch ends, no male heirs. 1938. The Vienna branch is looted by the Nazis. 1982. The French branch is nationalized by the socialist government. Of the original 5 branches, only London remains fully intact. Today, Rothschild & Co. still stands strong. As of 2024, it manages over $100 billion in client assets. The separate Edmund Rothschild Group and various family trusts continue independently. Total family wealth estimates range from $500 billion to $2 trillion. Nobody knows the exact figure, because most of it is hidden in foundations, trusts, and private holdings. They still own more than 60 vineyards, including Chateau Lafite and Mouton, mining interests, energy assets, and private equity empires. One final thought. If that orphan boy under the red shield in Frankfurt's Judengasse in 1744 had become a rabbi instead of a banker, would Waterloo have turned out differently? Would Standard Oil have existed? Would the State of Israel have been founded in 1948? Would today's oil prices, gold markets, or even some of the wars we see be entirely different? One family, one red shield, and 2 centuries later, the world still turns in its shadow. That's the end of the story. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who watched until the end. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next deep, dark tale. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.